Oh, hello again, everyone. Welcome back. Thanks for visiting once again. And so we join us now as I've just finished this Atster, the old Bandai Star Wars Revell model kit for the Moon of Endor and various other places. That will mean quite a lot to some people, but perhaps not so much to me. So I thought I'd give you a quick talk through it. One of those little projects that to be honest with you, it's a quick little thing. If you're a seasoned modeler, and many of you out there are, this is the sort of thing that I think you could very easily sit down with in a weekend and get done. And it's done in, I think, 10 or 11 steps, something along that line. The intelligence test of an instruction leaflet here gives us that. Yeah, it's 11 steps in total, as you can see there. Not too much to look out for, to be honest with you. You can get a bit of detail into it, particularly on the inside. You can't see much of it, to be honest with you. If you zero in, most of that's in darkness. You can maybe just about make out some of the little sort of rear part of the pilot panel details and so on, but not much light gets in through those two little peepholes there and that bit at the top. But having said that, as I say, it still looks good, and you can put it on its feet without using the plastic base if you want. I'm painting the plastic base just now, but I'm not going to stick it because you can obviously you can plonk it on there. So it's quite easy to get this all leveled up and so on, and I think it looks quite good like that. What I have done is taken the liberty with this one of actually gluing up all these legs, and I did that after I'd painted and after I got it up together, so I got it posed in the position I wanted and then glued it up together. The time where you might want to use the base, I talked about this the last time that we met, is if you wanted to, for example, put one leg in front of the other so that you could give the illusion of movement. So you could have the articulations here will allow you to get the whole thing in all sorts of poses. So you could have one leg on the ground here, and the hips here, if you like, slightly angled, sort of like that, and then you can move the articulation here and move the head around so that it looks in a slightly different direction, maybe something like that, so you can do quite a lot with it, and I've left that so that it's not quite not glued. It doesn't really need to be, so as I say, it's rather nice to do. The grey is a little darker than what you can see here. In fact, in some pictures it comes through as a slight green, but I used the Tamiya acrylics for this. I haven't really used any LP paints yet, and I think Nigel's a bit of an exponent. He of Nigel's modelling bench. Go over and give him a shout on his latest video where he talks about the very sad passing of his beloved doggo. Go and let him know that you're thinking about him. I know he'll appreciate that. Don't bother telling him that I sent you. I don't want that. Just go and make him feel at home, because he's a bit wounded at the moment, and so you would expect. But good old Nige. So anyway, painted it with Tamiya acrylics, and put a bit of gloss varnish on it, because my good friend Paul over at Paulie's Workbench mentioned that with this plastic, if you start putting oil washes onto it, if you haven't treated the surface, for some reason the oil washes attack this plastic and makes it look bad. So thanks to him for that, and I think that these are good little tips that you pick up along the way, and I think it's worthwhile having them. So put a bit of gloss varnish on it, and I used the Mr. Hobby GX gloss or something like that. I've run out of it now, but they don't seem to have any in this country at the moment, so I'm going to have to wait for it to come in. But after having done that, I used a Modeller's World wash in blue, which is quite interesting. I've never used one before. There you go, it's the blue Modeller's World wash, that one there, and they call it Aircraft Bluish Grey. And it comes through in a darkish shade on this, but it does actually highlight some of the bits that you can see here, and what I've done is been able to give this a sort of a worn, used look, and I've done some highlighting of some of the grills and so on with some panel line accent. You can sort of see that there on the back up at the top here, and as I say, it gives it a slightly used look, and I quite like that. These aren't supposed to be dark coloured, but I painted them gunmetal just to give some visual interest, to be honest with you. And the same, as you can see underneath there, you can just about make them out there. So it's a nice little project to do, and I think quite honestly I needed this because I've been doing a lot of long projects, which I think weren't filling me with enthusiasm. Indeed, I've put the Corsair away for a while now, and I'll think of something else to do in the future. So I'll come up with another project series for you in the near future if you like that sort of thing. But I mean, in terms of things to look out for, just one thing went wrong for me on this, and you can see that there, and this happened quite latterly on this. As I mentioned, I broke this when I was cleaning off the mould seam, and this was a bit of a bloody nuisance, to be perfectly honest with you. So I glued it up, and at some stage when I got all this together, this thing bloody broke. It doesn't really notice, to be honest with you, so I've left it. But this is the section here. Let's just move that away to one side for a minute. And it's section 5.1, where you're putting this little articulation together here. You can see that there. Let's see if we can make that sit up so that you can see it. There you go. You can see where you're putting this articulation on here, and obviously further on down as well. There is quite a pronounced mould seam on it, so it's probably a good idea to be careful when you're putting that on. So I'd recommend that you take some care. It's also section 3 as well. So it's section 3 and 5, 3.1 and 5.1 are the ones to look out for. Apart from that, this is terribly straightforward, jolly easy. Apart from one thing, which was working out how the instructions work. So there you go, everybody. The Atster with its distinctive paintwork there, apropos of a battleship, perhaps, in the sense that it is grey, but for no other reason at all. You can get your little plastic Wookie and stick that in there if you want. Misses. I haven't bothered, but you might like to do so. So there we are. I'm going to depart now. Thanks very much, and see you later on. Thanks for everybody visiting and having a look at this. It's not universally interesting, I know, but it's a bit of fun. As I say, I needed something just with a small project that I could start and see the end of, as it were. So there we go. So thanks very much for coming along. See you on the next one, and happy modelling, and have a good time in the meantime. Bye for now.